King's Heartbeat? Well, pretty much the King's Heartbeat is a band, representing the NYC area. We come from Brooklyn, Queens, Long Island. We play rock, reggae, soca. We got some pop songs, and we got a couple ballads as well. So that pretty much is the King's Heartbeat. The King Heartbeat sound. Pretty much to describe the King Heartbeat sound is it's a big mosh of different genres. We play rock, reggae, soca, but everything has a slight twist to it. So if you play a rock track, it'll have a slight reggae feel to it. Same thing with the soca. We just switch from soca into rock feel. Reggae, same thing, pop joints, we do some nice up-tempo club beats. Out of nowhere, it's gonna have some reggae chanting lyrics on top of it. It's pretty much just a mosh of different sounds, man. It's all the sounds that we love to listen to and have fun playing, all rolled up into one. Yeah, that pretty much, sums up the sound of the King's Heartbeat.
What kind of world is this?
The members of the band. We got Matt McCann on bass. We got on guitars Roger Machete. On drums and background vocals, we got Eddie Ace. On DJing, keys, and also background vocals, myself, Kooly Chat, the bigger boss. Lead vocals, we got Walker. Also lead vocals, we got no other than Mr. BMWA, Brooklyn's most wanted artist. As of recently helping us out on some shows, some of our live shows, we got Stephanie. We have yet to get in the studio, but hopefully for some of the new stuff, we have Stephanie on some of that new stuff. But that pretty much makes up the King's Heartbeat. How did the King's Heartbeat come about? Well, a few years ago, I was fortunate enough to produce a record. It was a pop record, and I was working on with BMWA, and we enlisted the help of Walker to come and jump on this track with us. And that was pretty much the first time I started playing around with fusing different sounds. And the feedback from doing that record was kind of crazy, man. Out of all the things that I've worked on, and I could pretty much speak for the other two that those two have worked on. We've got a lot of positive feedback and energy off that record, and every now and again Walker would do a show and invite BM and myself to come out and do a guest appearance, and vice versa. We'd do a show and I invite Walker to come out, and every time we do it, the response from the crowd was like kind of bananas, man. Off of any other track that I've ever worked on, and I'm pretty much could say the same for those two. And we kind of left it at that. The name of that track was "I'm So Glad." And if any of you guys, familiar with that, it was a pop record. It had, a little bit of a reggae feel. We had, BMWA with the reggae lyrics on it, and it was a dope track. So, fast forward a couple years later, I got a call from Walker, and Walker was like, he wanted to have a meeting, with me and BM. So, we drove out to Walker's place, and we sat down, and he was like, listen, man, he had this crazy idea. He's like, every time they perform that song, out of any of the songs that, he's ever done, or the stuff that we've ever done, man, it's like that always has the craziest response. And, we'd be crazy not to try to, see if we can duplicate that or experiment on that sound even further. So, we got in the studio and we just, pretty much did what we did the first time, played around with sounds and, mixing the different genres and the styles, and lo and behold, we had a whole EP done. I think if we didn't, stop ourselves, we'd have had a full album done. And we brought in, a lot of different musicians, when they heard what we were working on, jumped in. So, we had Eddie Ace come in, a couple other, good friends, came in and was a part of this project. And the EP came out, sounded like nothing I've ever worked on. But it was like, we didn't know how to describe it, but it was just like so good, man. We were just happy with how that went in, and then we decided to, we need to do something with this, and we formulated the band. So I called on a couple friends, Walker called on a couple friends, and lo and behold, the album had a name, the band had a name, and the King's Heartbeat was born. So that's pretty much how that went down. Since the release of that EP, we did quite a few shows, man. And each show, happy to say, was like kind of outstanding, in its own right. One of my favorites was Rockstock. We did Rockstock out in the beach here in Queens, New York, and that was dope. Another memorable performance definitely was the gigs we did out in Puerto Rico. We went down to Rincon, Puerto Rico, and those was nuts, man. We had people, jumping off the stage into the pool, man. People was dancing on top of tables, and that was, that was dope. That, a lot of fun out there. Definitely, one, that's high up on the list was BB King's, man. We did BB King's this year, and that was like, I've been to BB King's several times, and I've never seen the response of BB King's like I saw that night we were there. Like, once again, man, people was on top of tables, man. They was on top of chairs. We had people waving rags and flags up, man. We pretty much took Eastern Parkway Labor Day to BB King's, and the energy in that room was just like so bananas, man. And it was definitely a good night. So out of all the different gigs we've done, there's quite a few more to mention, but I would say those would be my top three: Rockstock, Rincon, Puerto Rico, and BB King's up here in Times Square in New York. If you guys haven't seen us live, man, we go from 0 to 100 real quick, pun intended. That's the one, feedback that I've always gotten that's been, the same throughout, different listeners was the show, man. The show, man. People come out, and what it is we take the club to the stage. It's bananas, man. 1 minute, we're, just rocking out on some, hardcore rock stuff, man. Walker's doing his thing. Next, BMWA just come out of left field. This dude's dancing around the stage. He's standing on top of tables, man. The people are standing on top of tables, man. We're just turning places upside down, and people always go, man, yo, I've had the most fun ever at one of you guys' shows. So if anything that people always take away from us is like, they love the music, but the show was always on point, man. And it's good, man. We feed off that energy. So people love it, we love it, and it's it's always good times, man. We have a lot of fun, man. 2015, 2015 is gonna be a good year, man. We got a lot of stuff in store. Right now we're in the studio, working on some new material. So better believe 2015 we got some new music coming your way. We back in the lab, experimenting with sounds and trying to figure out how we can just push that envelope just a little bit further. Better believe there's gonna be some more shows coming up, and the stuff we're working on sounds real good, man. And we can't wait to to release it, man, and let the people hear it. So 2015, God's willing, should be a good year, man. We're working on some new stuff, so just keep your eyes and the ears open, and know the King's Heartbeat, we coming, man. We coming with some new stuff, and we hope you guys dig it. So that's that.
Mama don't tell no lie. Oh God, I want to go down there. Mama say no.